They pricing in dollars is against the law. Now, when you continue to dollarize your economy by pricing goods and services in dollars, what it means is that you are going to shoot up the prices of those goods and services. Now, when you go to the hospitality sector, when you want to use the hotel, they will tell you the room is $120 per night. And if you want to pay the cedi equivalent, they will give you their own rate. They will not give you the
Bank of Ghana rate.
The Bank of Ghana or the commercial rate. And that makes it a bit expensive. And so that position is wrong.
How did we get here?
Well, just as he mentioned, one, businesses wants to hedge against inflation.
But doesn't pricing your goods and services in the US dollar actually contribute to high inflation?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying, that once you are pricing your goods and services in dollars, it engenders what you call inflationary tendencies. And it makes that particular goods or service expensive to buy, which eventually reduces the purchasing power of the individual.
The Foreign Exchange Act you mentioned earlier states that all prices of goods and advertising of goods must be done in Ghana cedis. And no other currency.
No other currency.
But we see a lot of businesses very boldly advertising on billboards, on radio and television ads, prices of goods and services in the US dollar and other currencies. What does the law say about punishments for such actions?
So I think the problem has to do with enforcement. I remember, I think on the 27th of October, Bank of Ghana issued a directive prohibiting those, transactions. Now, you realize that it cut across all sectors. For instance, if you take the private school, the Montessori schools, they normally price their school fees, or they normally pay their fees in dollars, to the extent that you see a Ghanaian private school in some corner somewhere who is now implementing a Montessori curriculum will start, pricing in dollars because they've added the name Montessori to their school. We talk of the hospitality industry, they do that. You talk about the real estate sector, they do that. And even the renting of luxury vehicles. Exactly. Okay? Renting of luxury vehicles is also sometimes priced in, I think the punishments are strictly stipulated in the Foreign Exchange Act.
What does it say?
Well, I don't have the Foreign Exchange Act here, so I can't. But I think to the extent that it is illegal, it means that it is prohibited. And there are sanctions for those who go contrary to it. But it's as if we have accepted it as the norm.
But we also even hear some government contracts when they state the monies involved.
Yes, so that was in the past. I think during the mid-year budget review, the finance minister made mention that all government contracts will now be priced in the Ghana cedis.
All right. Now, for businesses watching us who say that, like Julius explained earlier, because of the volatility of the cedi, it doesn't help foreign or certain businesses, especially those who procure their raw materials in foreign currency, in dollars, to price their finished wares in cedis, because then it affects them eventually. How exactly do we balance the need for us to stabilize our cedi and so pricing our goods in cedis with the realities of these businesses who also purchase in dollars and need to price so that they don't make a loss at the end of the day?
All right. So I think what needs to be done, number one, is to make sure that we continue to maintain the stability of the cedi. I think those who are into international business transaction, they are more, particular about the stability of the exchange rate. Now, they will tell you that we are more particular about the stability rather than the reduction, because once the stability is ascertained, we can use it for our cash flow projection. So I think the government needs to continue to stabilize the Ghanaian cedi so that it will not affect them that much. Then also, I think going forward, government needs to engage these sectors, sector by sector. I mean, the hospitality industry, they have an association. And so go and engage them and make sure that their members are pricing their goods in the Ghana cedis. When you meet the real estate sector, I'm sure they have an association.
Exactly.
You meet the association of the real estate sector developers, you tell them that going forward, it is strictly Ghana cedis that you must price your
But I mean,
goods.
the minister has spoken about it publicly.
Yeah, so I think we need to go a step further.
He has to further engage.
Exactly.
Why does he have to do that?
Well, if you don't engage the leadership of the various sectors and the association, you may not really understand the reasoning behind they pricing their goods and services in dollars. They just said it's hedged against inflation. Inflation has come down. They say they are hedging against exchange losses. We enjoy relative stability of the Ghanaian, the exchange rate. So I think the time has come for us to engage them. I mean, engagement has always been the way forward. Maybe they may even suggest certain things that would have to be done in order for them to stop pricing their goods in dollars.
Okay, so now
yes,
just
Julius.
to add on, we at Bro Ghana Limited, we currently listing all of our properties in Ghana cities.
But how often do you change the price?
So as often as possible. This is our work, and we understand that there's a regulation for it. So we don't need to go contrary to it. We want to see government's participation in the industry, whereby we have a lot of producers for tiles, for furniture, for all the hardwares used in construction and the inputs. Currently, we are using over 60% of inputs, and we are importing all of this, and it's putting a lot of pressure on the Ghanaian cedi. So it's a very good time to actually call on government and all the stakeholders involved so that we not only price in cedi, but also put in very stringent measures to ensure that the cedi is stabilized for the long term.
Now, for the real estate industry, I think I've heard this time and time again. You do a lot of international business. You do a lot of procurement from overseas.
Yeah.
You do a lot of dollar transactions. You need dollars to trade.
Yeah.
That's correct. When you price in Ghana cedis, and I'm asking on behalf of the other real estate developers who are watching us, when you price in Ghana cedis, surely it affects your bottom line.
Yeah.
But you're saying as Brawl, you're able to do that. So
what would then happen is that we are actually pricing in Ghana cedis, equivalent of whatever amount is in dollars.
What difference does it make? If you are quoting in dollars or pricing in cedis at the rate of the dollar, what real difference does it make for the economy and then to the consumer?
So for developers, okay, they don't lose value in whatever they're putting on the market that is being sold. And at the end of the day, also for Ghana or for this country, we stand to benefit when we are trading in our own local currency. If we don't do that, what is then happening is that we are rather empowering other foreign currencies, and then to the detriment of our Ghanaian cedi.
Do we all understand this? As in, do all businesses, I like the way Julius has spoken, but we're still pricing in dollars. What is the actual gap in understanding the need for us to stabilize our currency and then the need also to do well as a business?
Well, as I said, they know. The businesses, they know. But I mean, it's profit-oriented motive. They want to hedge against fluctuations in terms of the exchange rate. And so when he brings in the raw materials for the production and the exchange rate goes against him, technically his bottom line will be affected. And the reason why there must be some sort of work at both ends. Businesses, their end, and also government. And we have seen for government that since the beginning of the year, as at this morning, the dollar is trading around 10 cedis, 70 or 90 pesos. So which means that there is some level of stability within the system. I think that is where now they have to be engaged so that even though they understand the issues, that, hey, the Ghana cedi is our identity, we need to trade in it. They are also looking at the bottom line. And so to the extent that there is not that engagement between government and the various sectors who price their goods and services in dollars, we'll continue to have this problem. Don't forget that this problem has been with us for so long a time, and we have accepted it as if it's the norm. In fact, I was engaging a banker over the weekend. He was telling me that, are you sure this thing can work? Because most of the multinational companies who are operating within the jurisdiction, most of their imports are done in dollars. Yeah. And so why would you want them to price in Ghana cedis? But I think that from purely financial and economic point of view, it is wrong. because one, you are going to put so much pressure on your local currency. Your local currency will continue to depreciate, and that will not be good for the economy.
Before we wrap up, do you think that in addition to the legislation, which we are clearly flouting, and we've been flouting for many years without real punishment, are there any policies that the BOG can implement to stabilize pricing while discouraging dollarization?
All right. I've always been saying that the core mandate of the Bank of Ghana is to maintain price stability and currency stability. And Bank of Ghana maintain price stability through its monetary policies and all that. I mean, you've seen that inflation, as at the end of last year, was 23.8%, but currently we are having about a single-digit inflation. And to the extent that the fundamentals of the economy are stabilizing, to the extent that we've enjoyed relative stability of almost all the macro and fiscal economic indicators, it is just prudent that Bank of Ghana go ahead to enforce. Now, the problem has to do with enforcement. You see, the directive that was issued, I mean, everybody got to know that we are not supposed to do it. But the question is, how many people will comply? Even this discussion we are doing, and I'm sure people are watching it, but they are still writing their invoices in dollars. So I think it has to do with enforcement. I think the authorities need to go out there, engage, and make sure that they enforce the regulations that prohibit pricing of goods and services. Exactly.
That's all we need.
That's all we need.
Yes,
For me, I think that we should see more listings being done in the Ghanaian cedi. We should see most businesses pricing now boldly in the Ghanaian cedis across all of their channels and websites and platforms. Then again, just as he mentioned, we should see the Bank of Ghana penalizing businesses or other companies that are still trading in the United States dollars. And lastly, we need to ensure that for businesses that are participating or trading in Ghana cedis, there's some
they are penalized. In Ghana cedis.
And then a lot of manufacturing also in Ghana cedis being done at a very large extent. I think that this is really going to help the Ghanaian economy.
Well, Julius, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nelson. I think this is just the beginning of this conversation. We need to have a more extended conversation on this matter. We all know what the problem is. It has become so normal that it actually does not look like a problem anymore, even though it is.
Yeah.
Pricing of goods and services in foreign currency, especially the US dollar, its contribution to inflation and high pricing, really, especially among real estate, education, I don't want to say Montessori's, but all the international schools and even in the fashion space now, accessories and so on are priced in the US dollar. Well, the finance minister has asked businesses to desist from doing this, but yet we still see the billboards, we hear the adverts, and it's still ongoing. This is a conversation we have started that we will continue. You're watching TV3 New Day. You know hunger can strike at any time, but Royal King Cracker is always on standby. When you need something just enjoyable to munch on during the day, Royal King Cracker is here for you. It brings you this crunchy, buttery taste. It's perfect and fits straight into your day. You can have it at any time of the day, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Just grab one and enjoy. This advert is FDA approved. If you cashed out, congratulations, your 1,000 Ghana cedis just might be coming your way. If you dial *439#, 1,000 cedis just might be coming your way. We do it all morning from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock. You can dial *439# and win. If it's your birthday today, we're wishing you a very special happy birthday to you. Let's see our birthday celebrants for today. All right, special birthday greetings going out to Joyce as well. We'll see you tomorrow, bright and early. Enjoy the rest of our shows. Goodbye.
Them say hustle for the paper. Small boy they hustle, then somebody want to let down. I didn't feel baby, so how we gon' make them? Unyi maya, men send me you, property, and candy out.
In our world today, where everyone is striving to be part of a technological world, you need to hear this.
My dad found UPI for me.
Before coming to the institution, I was a graphic designer.
School leavers, parents who want the best for their awards, and even workers are pushing to advance themselves in IT and technology. The competition is keen, but the actual skill not available. And that is why UNIAT Practical Institute of IT, UPI, has introduced practical hands-on skill technological training with state-of-the-art tools, machines and equipment that equip our students to work as professionals by the time they complete. What makes UPI training fantastic is that the programs are grounded in the German TVET policy. And so this makes the training what we call lab-based. This simply means that your classroom is the lab. From the very day you start class till the day you complete, it is practical training throughout.
Networking and cybersecurity engineering.
Graphic design, video editing and 3D animation.
Software engineering.
Me who said no interest or IT move since me follow a bebo me. And I may imagine say me. Na me ban so the na ma dwun na wo so. Esa the way I say e ko ni baby could do. Me decide say me networking said the be ya minya
I had a very good teacher when I came to UPI. I didn't start the class early, but he made time for me and spent time with me to make sure I understood and I caught up with the rest of the class. And also outside the classroom, he was giving me exercises, things to try out in relation